Select your players.
All right, so it turns out.
Oh shit! Who are we gonna be this time?
Kimberly.
Kimberly? All right.
Amy
She's
Jo.
spicy. Amy Jo Johnson. God damn.
Dude, she's still hot.
She's still fucking hot.
Oh yeah.
Like way to go, Amy Jo Johnson.
Way to go, Power Rangers.
I'm not saying because she's hot. I'm talking about her career, because she's still like she was still a fairly popular actress.
Probably the most successful one.
Yeah. I'd say she's the only one of the originals that didn't just ride that out. Like, so. Do you remember in season 3 when they all got turned into kids? I
can't believe she had to. No, what?
So in season 3, which was when they had the ninja powers, like near the it was like the last story arc of the entire Mighty Morphin saga. They got turned into kids, so they had to call the Alien Rangers.
Oh God.
So what ended up happening was they got turned into kids, right? And I don't want to call anybody out like this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So you know how a lot of the Rangers that's what they're famous for is they're Power Rangers, that's what they've done.
Yeah, I mean
Jason David Frank is still riding that pony. Austin St. John's still riding that pony. Walter Jones, who left.
I'd say Jason David Frank, however, he should still be riding it. I mean, he has been how many Rangers? They keep bringing him back, whereas August St. James hasn't done anything since he was a Ranger.
Well, no, I mean, Jason David Frank played, or Tommy was 5 different Rangers throughout his tenure, and Austin St. John, while he did leave, and then he hasn't really come, he's come back in a couple of the reunion specials, but he has aside from being the Red Ranger and the Gold Ranger, he never really came back in any major capacity. But
right.
What's funny is
he the Black Ranger at one point?
He was the Gold Ranger, which was basic in Japan. It was a Black Ranger, but in America they wanted something new because it was the Special Ranger in that season. Tommy did come back as the Black Ranger in the Dino Thunder one, which was way later. But
there's so much.
There's so much, and apparently Hasbro's fallen through on the they're no longer going to be doing Power Rangers, even though they just bought the rights to it 2 years ago.
Who did?
Hasbro had the potential to bring us the crossovers that we've always fucking wanted.
Hasbro had it.
No. So it was for the longest time it was Saban Entertainment, who is the original guys.
Right.
Then it was Disney had it. Then it went back to Saban, but Saban was working with Nickelodeon, and then Hasbro bought it most recently. But now they're kind of yeah, we don't want to do this anymore. So they're going to basically be kind of doing a reboot / reimagining. From what it sounds like, it's going to be another reboot of what they tried to do in 2017. Except it's going to be a TV series that also has the movie tie-in. Shit.
No, you killed her.
I did, and we're on our last fucking life.
It's okay. I believe in us.
Yeah, but so I don't know what the future of Power Rangers looks like, but to what I was getting at with the.
I didn't know Power Rangers had a future, to be honest with you.
I mean, with some of the shit that they did with Nickelodeon, they shouldn't really they shouldn't. They made a lot of poor decisions with Nickelodeon. But so I was saying with those actors that are just kind of riding the power, oh yeah, I was a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
Right.
In season 3, they turned into kids. There is one of the the kid that played, or the guy that played Rocky when he turned into a kid for that season, is still riding riding that train of I played Rocky as a child.
That's
in Mighty Morphin
that
Power
guy
Rangers.
that played young Boba Fett, and that's literally all he's ever done, and he still goes to cons and stuff off that.
Well, and what's funny is I'm actually friends with that actor on Facebook. I don't think we've ever actually interacted.
With young Rocky or young Boba Fett?
Young Rocky.
Okay.
His name's Mike Olasky. The guy, I gotta be honest, the guy is a freaking martial arts master. This guy's fucking awesome. But it's just funny to me that like on Instagram and Facebook, like one of his things on there is like, yeah, I was the kid version of the Red Ranger. And I'm like, dude, that was one of the like least popular story arcs of that era, and you played one of the least popular Rangers. Like,
dude, that putty is shivving you.
These guys are fucking me up. But well, that's the funny thing is I don't remember. I lost my train of thought. Shit. Oh yeah. So like, if you remember when they like traded off powers and it was like Jason was in charge. Yeah, we're fucking continuing. Who are we gonna be this time? We tried it with Kimberly, didn't work. Trini? God rest her soul.
Yeah. That was a sad one. Just like a car accident, right?
Yeah, she got hit by a drunk driver.
Oof.
So what was funny to me is Jason the Red Ranger was the boss, right?
Yeah.
Like even
until Tommy came in.
No, even when Tommy was there, is when he was the Green Ranger, he was never in charge. It was not until he was the White Ranger. No, like they only called him in for emergencies. Like if you go back and rewatch it, like they only called him in for emergencies until he became the White Ranger. And
well, but wasn't it something weird like, oh no, Tommy's the Green Ranger. Now he's gone and he's wandering the world and he's missing. And then it's, we need a new Ranger.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. So when Tommy came back as the White Ranger, it was a shared a shared leadership between him and Jason. Hold on.
And I thought it was just Tommy was the leader.
No. So so it ended up being like a shared leadership with Jason and Tommy. But what the fucked up thing is when they did the changing of the powers to the new three, Rocky was not the leader. Rocky was just second in command and just barely second in command. And then like I'm not gonna lie, of all the Rangers.
When you say the new three, you mean when
it was Rocky,
Adam, and the others came in?
Yeah, Rocky, Adam, and Aisha.
Did Trini leave? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Trini, Jason, and Zach left to go to the World Peace Summit. Unless you read the comics, the new comics by Boom Studios, then it was that they founded a new Ranger team out in space, which is fucking dope. But yeah, so the original.
Wait, so did Trini leave the show because of the car accident?
No.
Or did she leave the show and then the car accident?
So her car accident wasn't until like 2001. What ended up happening was, what's funny is I actually, this is in my mind. It's the Curse of the Yellow Ranger. So the original pilot episode had a completely different different Trini. The actress was completely different. Who am I going this time? Oh no, I'm still Trini.
You got two more lives.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was they actually filmed the original pilot episode with an actress named Audrey DuBois. But what happened was Audrey DuBois started demanding more money, and so they were just like, all right.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, no,
dude,
that's the thing.
Amy Jo Johnson was waiting tables while doing this show because she had no money.
Big time. Like none of the Rangers got paid a fair wage. Like they were working like 12-hour days and getting paid shit. But what ended up
are the current ones getting paid fairly enough?
Oh, I'm sure they do. At that time, this was a startup show. Like this was it was minuscule. But what ended up happening was Audrey DuBois, because she was demanding more. She was the only one demanding more money. The producers and writers were just like, all right, fuck it, we'll just replace you. So they did. They reshot pretty much frame for frame the first episode with Thuy Tran, and she was the new Yellow Ranger, right? And then what ended up happening was the reason that the Red, Yellow, and Black Rangers got written out of the show was because the three of them went forward and started asking for more money. So that was the second time the Yellow Ranger was let go because of asking for money. And then at the end of season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, when they're all going back in time to like find the parts of the Zeo crystal to make the Zeo powers, the only Ranger that doesn't come back to become part of the Zeo Rangers is Aisha, who was the replacement Yellow Ranger after Trini left. And the reason that
why did she come back? Like story-wise, not
the story-wise. in the show, it was because she wanted to. So she went back, I think either forward in time or back in time, one of the two, and met either her ancestor or her descendant, and who was doing work for in Africa for like conservation.
I was gonna say, wasn't the second Yellow Ranger was black, right?
Yeah. So she was the black Yellow Ranger, and she stayed behind because she wanted to do conservation work, which doesn't really make sense because she was still a teenager, and I'm sure that there would have been like missing persons things all over the place. But what ended up the explanation, or the real explanation, was
she might have been a teenager, but she was a teenager with attitude,
right?
So.
But she was also a child when she went back in time, so it's weird. I'm not exactly sure what happened after that season ended, but what ended up happening was. Like Thoy Tran and Audrey DuBois before her, the actress that played her, I think it was Karen Ashley, started asking for more money.
She was asking for money?
So they just wrote her off, and she was the third Yellow Ranger within one season or one series of Power Rangers to get replaced.
Jesus Christ.
And then, of course, there was the Zeo series.
Didn't they almost have Billy get exposed at one point? Where like he was bit by a snake or something and they had to take off his helmet?
I don't remember.
And that meant he wouldn't have been able to keep being a Power Ranger?
I don't remember what that. I don't know about that. I don't remember that happening. But
honestly, until whatever the last movie was, I didn't realize that, exposing their true identities would make them lose their power.
So that's the thing, is it's only in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that was ever a thing. I think it was just like that was like Zordon's rule, because there are plenty of other Ranger teams that have come since Zordon's teams that have been publicly known. So I think
maybe you would know this one, maybe not, but in the Japanese version, was that a rule, or was that just an American version?
I actually haven't watched enough of the different Japanese shows. Because, like, I know in the original, which was or not in the original, I guess, in the version that became Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which was called Zeo Rangers, they were actually, like, knights that had been basically frozen in time for about a few million years. They were from, like, the dawn of mankind, which was from basically in a society that coexisted with dinosaurs, which is why they had that connection with the dinosaurs.
They were cavemen.
It was a kingdom called the Yamato Kingdom, and they were basically the last of the knights of that kingdom. God damn, these fucking shield guys. Like, there's a lot of history with those guys.
Dude, not just these shield guys. Trini's just not doing well.
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with Trini. I think it's me. I just don't think I'm because, like, I haven't even gotten to Morph yet.
It's Kimberly, man.
I did. Oh. Fuck.
Continue.